Now, on the subject of enlargement, do you believe there's a real momentum for enlargement now? Or do you see a scenario where the Western Balkans will be left standing still, and whether that's due to the fault of the EU not being as effective as they could be, or the member states? Do you see momentum? Are we moving forward? Are you hopeful?
Listen, first of all, I've always said before starting negotiations, and I didn't change nor my mind and either my narrative after starting the negotiations, that for us, the negotiations are the most important step. And I even said that as things stay are and the state of affairs is, we are not today a country that is ready to be an EU member by all parameters, as no one in the Western Balkans is ready to be member of European Union by all parameters. So for us, the most important is to start accession talks, then to be members. Accession talks are very important fundamentally for our country and for the future, because it's an incredible know-how transfer of how you build institutions, how you create mechanisms, how you draft legislation that is fully in accordance to the large architecture of European Union legislation. And this is not something that you can invent. This is something that you should be taught. And on the other hand, all this brings added value to the country, because stronger the institutions are, stronger the mechanisms are, more modern the state is, better it goes everything for the citizens and for the economy and for the security in general. So talking about enlargement now, we can speculate, but it's not something for now. So we are focused on doing the best out of the accession talks and learning as much as we can, implementing as much as we can, excel in our homework duties, and then the time for membership will come, and when it will come, we'll have to discuss.
Now, we're potentially looking at a situation where Ukraine and Moldova could see EU accession negotiations started at the end of the year. This is something that's possibly on the table. Obviously, Albania and North Macedonia waited a very, very, very long time for this to happen. There is potentially a situation where these countries could be fast-tracked into EU membership, for separate reasons. But how does this affect the Western Balkans, which, as you said, have been stagnant for a while? Progress has been slow.
Listen,
homework is still being done.
I don't have any problem with Ukraine getting candidate status, Moldova advancing, because at the end I know how it works. And on the other hand, it's good for them to have this, boost of confidence, boost of support, more attention, more technical assistance. But I don't see in any shape or form that they can join before us. It is not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Okay. Now, another topic which has been discussed a lot recently is talk of EU reform. Things like the vote of unanimity, etc., which causes many problems within the EU, and also reform in the context of if the EU is going to enlarge and bring in multiple new members, things have to work a lot differently from the 27 member states that are there at the moment. But the very act of reform with the EU, opening treaties, etc., is very complicated because a lot of member states are not interested in doing this. Do you see a need for reform? And then bearing in mind how difficult achieving this reform could be, how does that affect Albania's prospects?
Listen, the foundation of this European political community new format is part of it, is part of the need to create larger room as a community of countries that thinks alike, that are developed democracies or developing democracies that embrace all the fundamental principles and values of the European Union. And what, at least in our humble way and from our, let's say, modest angle, we are trying to push is exactly that. And what they are doing with the new with the growth plan for the Western Balkans goes in that direction. It's what I said before. We should have something between the all as a member state and the, I wouldn't say nothing, but a bit more than nothing as not a member state. And so the whole thing can be adjusted in a way that, on one hand, the member states, and especially the old and very well settled European member states, are not nervous about exactly what you said, enlarging a table with more
Newer democracies,
with more present countries, and more headaches when you want to get a vote, because Europe functions exactly with consensus. And on the other hand, this would not do any harm. On the contrary, to our countries, that would somehow enter in a much deeper partnership with the European Union for the time being. And then the future, is becoming more and more unpredictable. Unlike this Russian proverb says, this Russian proverb that says the future is bright and clear, is the past that is unpredictable. While with us in Europe and for the European Union and for the democratic world, the future is becoming more and more tricky. So let's focus on our daily work, and let's think big about ourselves, about our country, and do the best to make Albania a proud member of the community. And then having a formal status or not having a formal status as a member state, it's not for now.